Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Feliz Cinco de Mayo. We are here. We have made it. It is the opening of the trial for Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love Combs. We're here. And I'm here to break this down for you the best as I can. I say free Diddy. Free Diddy. And I say Diddy is innocent. Diddy is innocent. I will say that until he's not. So what do we got? We got, first of all, what he's wearing. They're talking about what he's wearing. He's talking about he's wearing a sweater, I think, and just like a dress shirt. He's grizzled. He's got the gray hair. He's got the gray beard. They allowed him to not, wear scrubs to the court appearance. They're selecting the jurors right now. They're trying to get it in order. He actually spoke words. He spoke words. He said, to the judge, he's like, "I'm nervous." The nigga said, "I'm nervous." He knows he's playing the deal. He's not nervous. If he was nervous, he would have said, I caught to, all the I caught to all the allegations or the charges, and I'm looking forward to my years behind bars or something like that. That would have been somebody that was, he would have said if he was, confident and said, I'm sure of this. I did all these things. He said, "I'm nervous." So he's trying to show somebody that he's like, oh wow, he's got the jitters. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh no, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna understand this? But that's just that. But also, they're talking about how the jurors are supposed to be unbiased, but there's different things that that are going on all the while. He's from New York City. This is in the Southern District of New York, where the courthouse is. It's the judge, if I'm not mistaken, it's still Subramanian. I think I pronounced that right. I mispronounce it every time. But they're New Yorkers too. They're New Yorkers. I was just watching a clip. I'll play the clip a little bit later. They're saying how people are going to be people are going to say people are going to say that he is like somehow feeble, somehow weak, or not together, not all right in the head. That the time he spent since September. What is that? 9 and 5, 17. That's 8 months. That's 8 months, right? Isn't that 8 months? That's 8 months, right? So, Sunday he comes in. He says, "My boy go missing when them checks hit. You see how you do us." No, I was gonna break it down. I want to get to the story. I'll break it down a little bit later. Everything that's happened within the last week, everything that happened. You probably. I hope you see a crisper picture, because I've noticed that I see a crisper picture. I don't know. I'll tell you a little later. Shh, shh. I'll tell you a little later about my purchases. Shh, shh. But so Diddy is what Diddy is. I mean, he like I said, there's gonna be New Yorkers in there that they're gonna have an understanding of saying, well, that's what niggas do. You get that money and it was consensual. Hey, go for it. I mean, if you want to have sex parties and orgies and all kinds of wild money fueled and alcohol fueled and baby oil fueled parties, do your thing. Do what you got to do. As long as it's consensual, I'm all for it. But he has 5 charges against him. He has 1 racketeering, 2 trafficking, and 2 sexual assault. So, and then they talked about the Cassie tape. I mean, that Cassie tape looks like it's going to be that's like Jordan in the fourth quarter for the prosecution. I mean, it's not good. Yes, yeah, you see that? You see it? Nah, not just the new MacBook. Not just the new MacBook. I'll get to it later though. I'll get to that later. I'm gonna show you the hardware. I'm gonna show you the hardware. I'll show you the hardware. That's why I'm hitting niggas up for money today. I'm hitting them now. Now I gotta hit you niggas up for money because I dropped some stacks over the weekend. But we'll get to that later. Shh, shh, shh. So okay, so Diddy, with the whole situation, with everything that's going on, I mean, it's just what the hell? He's got 5 charges against him. He's got over 60 lawsuits against him. I mean, the mental framework he has to have, the stability he has to have psychologically has to be, on point. It's got to be together. You don't just go up and say, I'm on, a different level of understanding something. It's like, nah, it's different. It's totally different. It's totally different. So like I said before, they were talking about how he has a softer approach. That's the thing. I don't think they reported it on, and it didn't show the pictures because they can't allow cameras in the courtroom. But the sketch artist showed him. Well, not sketch art. What was it? The court something. Court painter. Court something. I don't know. But maybe it is sketch artist. I don't know. But the court artist, I'm reaching for words here. They showed him grizzled and gray and everything. He's kind of hunched over. He's got a sweater on with the shirt, and he's just like, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous. To the judge. This is a play. This is a play. This is definitely a play that Diddy is doing. He knows what he's doing. He's not just saying that he's nervous. He's showing that he's humbling himself. He's being modest. He's being meek. He's being lowly. He's not puffing his chest out. He's not talking with his chest. He's not showing any aggression or assertiveness. He's kind of just hunched over. But and he says, I'm nervous. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. That's paraphrased, but he literally said, I'm nervous. But that it blows my mind just to realize how he has shown himself to be such a figure who has fallen from grace so hard and so fast. Pause. Like it just is amazing how there's not enough people that can even vouch for him that much. He's got the black female lawyer. He's got his lawyer John Angafilio. I think I pronounced that correctly. I'm trying to work on my names here. But his defense is trying hard. He's trying to have a dream team, but I don't know if it's going to be a nightmare once Cassandra Ventura could take the stand. If she takes the stand, it could be that could just be, like I said, Jordan in the fourth quarter. You're not going to win against that. You're not winning against Jordan in the fourth quarter. It's going to be a done deal. It's going to be a case that's going to be wrapped up, done. Because if she gets to patting her eyes, oh my God, that will melt the hearts of the hardest person, the most diehard fan, or whatever the case may be of Diddy. That will definitely like, damn, he did do that. He did, yeah. And if they show the video in court, oh my God, it's Jordan in the fourth quarter for him. I gotta let me see it. Let me see what happened. Hold on. All right, hold on. I gotta catch that on something else. Hold on. That's the greatest intro to a song. Hold on. What do I gotta do? I can't. I'm doing something new on something new. So, well, actually, I'm doing something old on something new. So I'm not sure exactly how to do it. Hold on. Oh, here it is in the view tab. I'm still trying to get the hang of this on this new platform. This new There you go. There you go. He figured it out. I got both, sir. I try to keep it quiet, but and talk to the end of the show because I want to get into the story first. You have to get into the story. You have to go bang, bang, bang right into the story. So I'm gonna look for it. Send me the email. My email is here's my email. Send that what you just sent me in an email, and I'll look at it later. Send that to the email right there because I want to look. I want to make sure I get what you sent me. I appreciate it. So yeah, so this is the first day. This is day one, Cinco de Mayo. I was waiting. I mean, this is how time waits for no one. Time marches on. I remember way back when. I remember way back when they said May 5th. I was like, damn, May 5th. Damn, that's when is that going to get here? And I'm like, shit, it's already here. I just cursed. I didn't mean to curse right there, but I did. So pardon me. Forgive me if I have offended you in some way by using such language. But it's already here. May 5th. May 5th is here. So we're here, and we're with the jury selection. There's over 100, I think, jurors, and they have to answer questions related to different celebrities. Like if they know Michael B. Jordan, if they know Vince Vaughn, if they know Scarlett Johansson. I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? Like, does that have to corroborate with the stories of the origin, the freak offs and stuff like that? Who's got the stories? Who knows something? Who knows something? Does Q from 112 know something? They used to say I look like Q from 112 because of the eyebrows. But what does Q know about Diddy? Did he ever have to corner him in a room? What happened? What is the true story behind that? What is the facts? What are the facts? So we have to look at that as the main draw behind all that. That's the reality of this whole situation. That we don't take it for granted. We can't take this for granted. We can't take Diddy for granted. This is the trial of the century. It's a very short century so far. It's been only a little over 25 years. But this is the 24 years because 2001 was the beginning of the millennium. Technically, we can say 2000, but 2001 was the beginning of the actual millennium. Mr. Ginger 4690 says, "Is he really innocent? Can you take me up to news? Can you take me up to news?" I don't know what I can. I don't. You have to clarify that. What do you mean take you up to news? Is he really? He is innocent. He's innocent. He's innocent until proven guilty. And I'll be saying that until the day when the juror, I guess they call him the head juror, reads out, we the jury find the defendant blank, whatever that case may be. That's when I'll keep it innocent or get out of here. You got to go to jail, son. You got to go to prison. But I don't know what you mean, Mr. Ginger. What do you mean, can you take me up to news? What do you mean? You're using kind of weird language. I'm not sure exactly. I want to help you out. I want to make sure I get you to understand, but can you take me up to news? I don't know what you mean. I'll be showing video later on in the show. It's a really like hyper energetic. What's going on right now? Right now. Okay. You're new. I'll give you this. I'll grant you this, but it comes with a cost. You can see my Cash App and my Venmo and my PayPal. If you send me $5 right now, I will catch you up to speed. What's going on right now in the case? Okay, this is a better way to say it. We've already discussed it at the very top of the show. You came in late. That's okay. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. But we gotta move on. We gotta keep on moving, shaking and popping. I sense what I sense what I don't know what you're talking about, but I sub. Okay, you just subbed. Did you just sub? If you just subbed, I appreciate that. But I also need money for these new Apple products. I appreciate it. Just $5. That's it. That's all I'm asking for is $5. If you can't do $5, I'll let you go this time. But I really need that money because I tried to make it better for you guys, the experience, and for myself, of course, the experience of doing these shows. I'm loving it so far. It is a great setup. It's a really great setup. He says "lol." Okay, I have no idea what the "lol" means. I have no idea what the "lol." What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? My goofy my goofiness, my silliness. I don't know what the "lol" stands for. But anyway, I gotta continue. I'll talk. I just give you a teaser on the video. It's got this white woman on Court TV. It's white woman. She's the anchor, and then there's two corresponding. I think legal professionals. One is a man. He's pretty much composed, and he's like, okay. One woman is like jumped up. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. This is happening. She's going at a mile a minute, and she's like, she's making pauses and she's going over. Like, she's not too bad on the eyes though, but and of course my main man Texas Carnage 817 on the check-in. Salute to you, sir. Can't go back to Jesus, but I will go back to getting this money. I can do that. Can't go back to getting money. And I don't see you subbed. You must have subbed a long time. When did you sub, Mr. Ginger? You must have subbed a long time ago. Tell somebody else to sub. You tell somebody else to sub, I'll bring you up to speed. But we got 5 people in here. All we need is 5 more to make it a party. Let's make it a party today. My first day back in what's been like 4 days or something like that. 5 days. You don't need money if you have Jesus. You got to watch that movie Sinners. If you watch the movie Sinners, then you'll really understand money and Jesus. You'll get a better understanding of the relationship between Jesus and money. And of course, I know you read the Bible, so you understand the part where he was in the temple, and they had the money changers in the temple, and he got really pissed off, and he shook the tables over, and yelled at him, castigated him, and said, there's only, I'm paraphrasing, but he essentially says that there's only worship in the house of the Lord. There's no money to be changed or something like that. So. Let's see. Did you see Sinners? I did see Sinners, and it was excellent. I gave it an A+. You can go to vocal.media and look for the Sinners, and it says, what is a metaphor? METAFOR space FOR. What is a metaphor? That's my review. Jesus is king. Hello. Jesus is definitely king. I knew Texas was going to jump in on that. I knew he was going to jump in on that. He is. He was a carpenter. That's the only king I know. He was a carpenter. I'll take that's my homeboy boy. He said I'll take Howard Rourke as an architect over Jesus the carpenter any day. But anyway, we gotta get back to Diddy. Okay, look, I've been watching you for a while, brother. Okay, you haven't been watching me too long because I don't like the word brother being applied. I only have a half brother, a brother-in-law, and two a stepbrother and a brother-in-law. And how many weeks you think it will be? Only 1 week, okay? Or 2 PJs? I don't know what you're talking about. Plus, what? What are you talking about? I subscribed. Texas sent me the link. Thank you, Jesus King. I appreciate that. When did you subscribe? Oh, you must have just subscribed. Okay, I appreciate it. See, that's why Jesus. That's why Texas has a wrench. I appreciate that, Texas. Thank you for picking up Jesus is King. I appreciate that. I need that. Now I have only 38 more people to go to get to 1,000 subscribers. The trail The troll or the trail? Looks like the trail. I got you. I appreciate that, Texas. I sincerely do. You're one of the realest people in here. We disagree on a lot of things, but you're one of the realest because you never back down. You never, cower away and say, "Oh no, I was just kidding." LOL. Smiley face, or whatever the hell that may be. You always are, you're always staunch and as a man on your 2 feet. So I appreciate that. Texas said you needed Jesus in your life. I had Jesus in my life for 16 years, and it's been 18 years since I dropped Jesus out of my life. I still go to church though, because I picked up on the idea that Jesus has been in the Bible since the Old Testament. A lot of people just preach that the Gospels, the New Testament, are where Jesus came in. But the church I go to, they say that Jesus has been in the works, been in the behind the scenes, wherever the case may be, since the early phases of Genesis. So, are you going to talk about Diddy or what? Yeah, I had to make a pause. I had to make a pause, because I got a sub. I got a sub. If I have a new sub, I'll be talking about that new sub. So I appreciate Jesus King. Okay, so Diddy. Okay, we can talk about how this whole case is going to unravel, and even the court reporter, the anchor, she said that there needs to be a law change for the video to be cast in the courtroom. I agree. I understand. Well, it's 2025. What the hell? Why don't they have cameras in the courtroom? I mean, they have high profile. It's like, it depends on where it is and why you have and what the case may be. But if you have a double murder, and it was on every video screen across the country, and you can't replicate that for some sex trafficking and a RICO case and sexual assault. What is that? Son 90 says go back to Islam. Yeah. Salami, eggs, and bacon. Salami, eggs, and bacon. Bacon, eggs, and salami. Islam is a heathen, false religion. Now, thank you for that hatred. Thank you for your hatred, Texas. Thank you for that hate. Mr. Ginger says it's what? I don't know what it's is. But yeah, so Diddy is definitely on. It is definitely a decision. It's cases. What is cases? What's cases? So Diddy has in his wheelhouse. He doesn't have the glasses. I'm surprised. If he had the glasses, nigga, if he had glasses on, he might do it later on in the courtroom, because A$AP Rocky didn't have glasses on. Sometimes he did have glasses. But if he has glasses on, woo, fire. It'd be fire. Just like Eminem, just like A$AP Rocky, just like Young Thug, just like Soulja Boy, and so many others. T.I. You got to come into that room with the glasses on. If he comes in with the gray hair and glasses, oh, this is a grandfather. He doesn't even have grandkids, I don't think. The reason why they can't play it on the cameras where our live TV is because of state policy. I know it's because of state policy. It's because of government issuance. But I'm saying it should be reversed. It should be reversed. It's 2025. So let the state reverse it. I have no idea why Tupac. Tupac. Thank you. The Tupac had on glasses in the courtroom. That's true. It's something that the defense says, just wear this, wear that. They let him. They let him not wear the prison scrubs. That's a to me, I guess that is the best way, because you look at. I mean, it's all psychology. It's all in your mind. It's all in your thoughts. No matter what, you can be like the staunchest, person that supported him. But if you look at him in orange prison, then you're gonna be like, "What that nigga guilty? That nigga guilty. He did that. He did that. He did all of that." Could you imagine some prison scrubs, some orange or tan or blue or black and white? Could you imagine the black and white like in the cartoons and they had the ball and chain? Could you imagine that? Okay, they're having a conversation in the live chat. I'll let them talk. Get through what they got to do. I appreciate 4 people. That's cool. I'm gonna have a lot more people when I come in tomorrow morning. Excuse me. Yeah. So Diddy is gonna be. He's definitely gonna be in a tight spot with that Cassie video. If she goes onto the stand and sniffles one time, all she gotta do is sniffle one time. That'll break the hearts of the jury. They don't even have to see the video. If she goes on the stand without the video, or they play the video before she goes on the stand, and they'll be like, ooh, and they do all that kind of stuff, it's gonna be over. It's a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. Fourth quarter, Jordan in the fourth quarter. It's gonna be over. It's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be all done. So I strongly say that he's going to have to fight without looking like he's fighting. He has to say, I'm nervous. I'm a little nervous. He has to say that. That was probably given to him by his lawyer. So you got to say you're nervous. You got to say that you're on edge. You're not really adjusted to this kind of situation. I know it's been over 20 years since the last time you were in a courtroom like this, on possibly seeing time for what you did, for what you didn't do. This time it's different. You have to look at all the angles and look at everything going on. Mr. Gringer 4690 says, "Will you be live every day during the you mean trial, or you're putting the A before the I? I think I know what you mean. You meant trial. I don't think I'll be live, but I mean, I'll go live like I am now. That's what I'm saying. And now, and after I discover all the things that happen in the courtroom during the day, but I'm also following the retrial of Harvey Weinstein. So I'm trying to follow that as well. I'm doing that at the same time as the Diddy case. But it's very it's very interesting to have these cases go on at the same time. You have a super producer in Hollywood who was already fallen from grace and is a convicted felon, so he's not guilty. He's not innocent. He's guilty. He was found guilty on account. Even if he beats his case right now, he has to still contend with a 16-year sentence in California. So that's something different. But anyway, back to Diddy. Diddy has, to concern himself with, all the people that are against him, because there are many people that are against him in the industry and out of the industry. People that saying that he owes them money, that he owes them royalties, residuals, and different things like that, and they're cheering for his downfall. They're cheering for him to go down. Pause. That's the main thrust. Pause. How many times can I say it? But seriously, no. Diddy is in a different kind of situation than most other people will ever find in their lifetimes. All right, so it's halfway through the show. I'm gonna put on this video. Hold on. Just give me a moment.
All right, now let's talk about what is tipping the scales of justice. Jury selection kicks off today in the trial for Sean Diddy Combs in federal court in New York, where he's accused of sex trafficking. Now, no cameras allowed because it's federal court. Unfortunately, they should change that law. That's another discussion for another day. Diddy's pleaded not guilty to this 5-count indictment. He's looking at decades in prison if he's convicted. But his attorneys say they are ready to fight.
He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight anymore.
150 prospective jurors will be showing up in person for the questioning to be done by the court over the next few days. So what kind of jurors will each side be looking for? Let's talk about that. Who would you want ideally on this case if you were either one of the prosecutors or one of Diddy's defense attorneys? Let's bring in attorney Tommy Pope and welcome in entertainment commentator Holland Reed. Okay, so the ideal jurors. Let's start with the prosecutors. And it is an all-female team of prosecutors who's prosecuting Diddy. So who ideally might they be looking for here? Holland, would you start us off? Who do you think might be a great juror from the government's perspective?
Oh, gosh, Julie, that's a hard question because it's going to be almost impossible to find a biased impartial juror who does not know Puff Daddy, Diddy, Sean, whatever you want to call him. I'm thinking someone that is not going to be easily weirded out by some of the context of the materials that's going to be given to them as evidence. Someone that is okay with looking at really, really, I would have to just say disgusting evidence across the board. Someone that maybe doesn't care for his music. It's really going to be hard to get 12 jurors that do not know who he is and doesn't have an opinion, given this is such a huge trial in the entertainment industry and media.
Right. Oh, and you hit on some really great things. Maybe somebody who's not a fan, doesn't like him. If you're a prosecutor, yeah, and like you said, who's not afraid to look at the unpleasant evidence that's surely coming their way. Yeah, I love those points. Tommy, you were a sensational prosecutor. You were a solicitor in South Carolina, put away Susan Smith. She's still behind bars, thank goodness for that. Tell me, who ideally or would you be looking for on this one?
Well, what I've just learned is I shouldn't have gone to law school because Holland nailed it without even having a law degree.
She did, I know.
I don't know what I've got to add. Yeah, I used to always tell people, with our jury strikes that I was looking for just truly, this sounds cliche, but discerning jurors, and I agree with Holland. They're going to see and hear some things that, they may have never been exposed to. Obviously, to be truly fair, you don't, maybe they're going to border these questions of, do you like his music? Do you not? Or do you have any racial bias? Do you not? And so I just want a discerning juror, particularly if they have the volume of evidence that they believe they do, because with numerous counts, there's going to be technicalities and sorting out the evidence. And it's going to take a unique juror. It's like, I agree, it's going to be rare somebody that hadn't heard something about it. And, the judge always throws in, can you set that aside? And you got to be careful because sometimes people want to be on juries and high profile juries, and that can be dangerous for both sides. And so you've got to kind of watch that. But people that can truly set it aside and be rational and discerning really plays well. And now flip to the defense. I think that if they truly believe in their case, then they would want the same type of jurors. But I'm sure you'll ask that question in a minute.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, my friend. Yes, so the defense side, let's go there. So who might they want? Are they looking for fans? Perhaps kind of the opposite. Holland, you were saying, like, if you're on the government side, maybe somebody who doesn't care for him or his music or whatever, thinks he's too rich or whatever bias they might have. What about the people the defense is looking for? Who would you ideally want if you're Diddy and his team, Holland?
Oh, I'm going to go right back to that original point. It's going to be very hard to find someone that does not know who he is. So I think you're also in the state of New York. He's from New York. So maybe people that have a little bit more sympathy for him say, hey, this is just the lifestyle. This is what he did. Everybody was consensual. Someone that just thinks that this is what you do when you're a celebrity or when you're from a big city. I'm going to think and hope that people will, like, as Pope said, not be discerning in this. This is going to be really tricky.
Right. No, it really is. And what about, between men and women? I wanted to ask you both that question. Tommy, what do you think for the Diddy defense team? Are you wanting more men, more women? How would you go?
I think it cuts into two slices. I think as far as men, going back to what Holland said, that it's kind of just a lifestyle. It may not be your lifestyle. It may be some that some of the men would aspire to, and so I think you look for men like that. I think you look for people that distrust the system in general. Maybe they've had a bad experience with an arrest that they didn't do. You could almost ask the voir dire question, something to the effect, have you or a friend ever been charged with a crime that you didn't commit, or something like that, if that was permitted by the judge. But I think people that, we're supposed to come in balanced, but I think what you're really looking for is people that, think that he's getting railroaded, and, and that demographic of folks that just think they picked on him for whatever reason. And, you only need one, the prosecution needs 12. You only need one to hang a jury.
That's true. I really think he's got a great shot at a fair trial because when you think just the general public, probably most people are fans and like his music, or at least appreciate and respect what he's done, even if you don't care for the music, at least, and then makes you wonder, okay, we know he had a lot of civil suits. Is this about money? So I think he's really going to get a fair trial. Holland, last question. I just need a real quick answer. What do you think about the age group? If you're Diddy's team, would you go for like people in their 30s and 40s who probably grew up with the music?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to go anywhere from, I would say, 35 to 45 to 50. And I think that's going to be a sweet spot age group. People that are fans, that have followed him, that respect his work.
Right. I'm with you, Holland. I think he's definitely going to get a fair trial. This is not going to be an easy case for the government, that's for sure. Tommy and Holland, we have to leave it there for now. Tommy, you're going to come with us and give us analysis on the Karen Reed trial. And Holland, I know you're a busy person. You're an actress, photographer, all of that, speaker. We need to let you get going and get on with your day. But thank you for the commentary on this case.
Absolutely.
We'll see you back here next week, I hope. And that is all for this episode of Opening Statements, friends. You can watch it again, share it. We're here every weekday morning to get you all ready for the court day ahead.
Did you see that? They had a whole discussion about how, her name was Holland. I didn't catch the other guys. He was a legal professional, but she was an actress and an entertainer and an entertainment expert, they said she was. I didn't catch his name. You guys might have saw it. I didn't see it. But I heard what he had to say. He was saying how it has to have rationality thinking. There has to be rationality involved with these certain circumstances. It can't just be, well, I don't really like his music, so he's guilty. You can't say that. You gotta say, like, what are the facts? What are the DNA? What is the hard facts and proof and evidence that it can convict or acquit this man? Because he's already spending millions of dollars on his legal defense team. He's probably spent already $10 million. I shouldn't speculate, but he spent millions of dollars on his legal team. There's no question about that. So, I think it's like I said, it's what the legal professional said. He said he was joking, and he's saying how he didn't have to get his legal degree. He didn't get his law. He didn't have to get his law degree because Holland, broke it down. She seemed like a little, I don't know. I'm not trying to. This is gonna sound crazy, but she seemed like a little chihuahua, like. She's cute. She's cute though, but she seemed like she was really like yeah. She was using her energy. I actually liked her energy. She had good energy, but it just this whole thing. I understood what they were saying. Like the court, course, the main anchor, she was asking how who should be in the jury box and who should be in there, 30s and 40s, black. What I don't think she said what race, but she said what age level. She said 30s and 40s. She said men and women. Who's going to case, because all it takes is one to make it a hung jury. That's all it takes. All it takes is for one juror to make it a hung jury. And I used to know what the difference between. There's so many different things like bail and bond, jail and prison, and mistrial and hung jury. I don't know the differences exactly, but they're close. They're like either the same thing or close to the same thing. So I really wanted to just delve into that piece, to give you a little perspective on what happened today, what's going on with Diddy. He has like everything against him. He has everything against him. And what's really crazy is I think everybody's lawyers are like, don't say nothing. Everybody's lawyers are like, don't say a word, don't say anything. Cause I know, Ashton Kutcher and what's her name? Sarah Jessica Parker, Matthew Broderick, all of that, and many, many more. They know something. They know about the freak offs. They know about allegedly. Let me be careful. They allegedly know about these different activities that went on under Diddy's watch. So we have to be very careful when we say things, because lawyers, they'll sick anybody on anyone. So I have to be really careful on what I say, because I ain't got no money. I can't pay nobody nothing. I ain't got no money for nobody. So I'm gonna be really careful. It's all allegedly, and I'm not speaking maliciously. If you're speaking maliciously and you say something that allegedly, you still could be found liable, or you could be found possibly guilty of slander or libel. If it's slander is spoken, libel is written. If you say anything and it goes against somebody, then that's just on you. You gotta stay on your own too for that. I have a question. Has the live chat stopped, or y'all just watching? I can't tell. Sometimes I can't tell if the live chat is stopped or anything. Somebody just put up a 1 or something like that in the live chat to let me know if the live chat is stopped or not. Let me see. So Diddy has the ability to fight this. He's already been able to fight other cases, or at least one case. Didn't have the same charges against him, but he was within, the bounds of possibly being, brought into the justice system with, behind bars for years and years and years. She's like the lady said at the death. She said he could be behind bars for decades. He could have life imprisonment for at least one of the counts. At least one of the counts. So I mean, it's very, very, very nuanced. It's very subtle in certain circumstances. But and then it's obvious in other circumstances. It's like music, I guess you can say. It's very low key, and then it goes to a high key. Then it's very much like the music. But a lot of people call Diddy the devil. He the devil was the highest ranking music person in heaven before the Great War of the devil and all his demons. They came down. So I'm really figuring on one person right now. I'm thinking about one person. Thank you very much for being my sole one person in the live chat or the live feed. I appreciate you. If it goes down to 0, then so what? I had it up to 5. That's what happens. But I wanted to share that clip because it clarified, the exact reasoning that needs to take place during this entire process. We have to have it so that Diddy has a fair trial. Like Holland said, and no. I missed both their names. The legal professional and the court TV anchor. She said it could be a fair trial. She said because New Yorkers are going to be like, oh well, that's how the rich play. Where that's how they get down. That's how they do. Or they could flip on him. They could say, oh no, we don't care what kind of parties he had. No, we don't care how much money he has. We don't care what status he had. No matter what what he did in the pop culture. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. I mean, when it comes to that, I mean, I don't care. I still say Diddy is innocent, but I have to, acknowledge the fact that he could still be found guilty on all these charges, or some of these charges, or at least one of these charges. There's 4 people in here. Somebody put up a 1 in the live chat. Let me just see where you are. Just put up a 1 in the live chat. I don't know who is in here. Y'all are talking a good game. Yeah, I've been talking since, what's that? Almost close to over 10 minutes ago. I don't know where y'all went, but I'm down to 3 views now. So, so combination. Let's take it all to perspective. So you have Diddy. Diddy's in the courtroom. He's saying he's feeling nervous. He's wearing a sweater and a shirt, and he's grizzled. He's got the gray hair. He's got he's got a moping look on his face. That endears towards the jury. The jury is going to look at that and say, "Damn!" No matter what, you can't. It's like looking at a gory scene, or a flower or whatever. I don't know. Your brain is hardwired through evolution to discern what is what and what can be seen. Like I said, if he was brought in with the black and white, old school, chain gang looking, scrubs or outfit, whatever the case may be, it'll be a totally different idea. It just you can't even help it. It's all psychology. It's all in your mind. It's mental. You can fight it and say, "Oh no, he's still not guilty. I don't care. He's not guilty. He's innocent." But your brain is saying, "Well, damn, he's wearing that black and white. He's wearing an orange jumpsuit. He's wearing a tan jumpsuit. What the hell?" Some prisons make him wear pink. You ever you look up that? Look up prisoners wear pink or something like that. There's a prison somewhere that only pertains to prisoners who wear pink jumpsuits. Yeah, look it up. But anyway, so that's the scenario. Okay, we got Diddy on this side. He's got with the sweater and the shirt and the gray hair and everything like that, and he's pathetic. And I mean that in the 19th century meaning. 19th century said that pathetic didn't mean like somebody that was low grade or can be cast to the side or pitiful or terrible. Pathetic just meant that you had it was almost meant like we use empathetic or sympathetic. He's you can almost understand his plight. That's the thing. Okay, so now we have over here the jury selection. They have the list of names. Charlize Theron, I think, is on there, something like that. You know, just a bunch of Hollywood A-listers and stuff like that, and everyone in between. And then you have the jury selection, and add the selection pool. It's gonna be, I think they interviewed 150 or something like that. I can't remember. And that's what I want to talk about too, because I always want to know this. I think it's because there's so many, so little people that are in the legal profession. I always thought that why don't legal professionals, retired or otherwise, be jurors? Because they know what to look for. They know the ins and outs. They know the key moments, the words, the wording, the different style of dress, everything. That's what happened with Diddy. Diddy came in 2000, the shiny suit man. He had the fly, $6,000, $7,000 suits. He had the shiny ties. That was in 2000, for that 1999 incident with J-Lo and Shine and everybody at the Club New York. That was different. This is a totally different situation now. Totally different. He has to look so bummy and so run down that they have to, oh my God, he's what? He's 55, he's 56, something like that. What is he? Oh, here, Son of the Sun's back in. Okay, I needed somebody. Son of the Sun's the only person on here. Your pastors, okay. They're going back and forth. Pause. Offspring, okay. So, Diddy, he has to come to grips with the facts and the reality of the case. But this is the thing too. The jurors, they have to have the ideal of everything that goes on, what is said, what isn't said, what's worn, what isn't worn, what's thought about, what the judge says, how his temperament is. Everything has to be on par. Everything has to be within the realm of reason, rationality, thought. Everything, all of it, the whole situation has to be that way. Or else, like we'll be in dire straits if that's it. I think my connection just went in. It was out for a while, I think. I'm not sure. Hold on. Okay. So this is just, he's a typical Christian. This is the thing that, if Diddy is able to present himself with, the right amount of candor, the right amount of honesty and speech and intention, he may have a fair trial. That would definitely give him credence to being someone who can have a fair trial. If he is unable to do this, it will be all about, tearing him down completely. Like I said, this is the video and Cassie, they're like silver bullets. They're silver bullets. He's a vampire. I'm going back to Sinners. He's a vampire. Silver bullet. 2 silver bullets. Cassie and the video put together. Like they have nothing to do with the criminal cases. The criminal cases are sex trafficking, prostitution, and racketeering. They have nothing to do with Cassie. I guess the closest thing. I mean, she settled. She settled out of court for $30 million is allegedly. I'm not sure exactly how much what the figure was. It was close to $30 million allegedly. And if she takes that stand, Jordan, game 6, fourth quarter, it's a wrap. It's over. There's no discussion. There's no discussion. It's a wrap. Everything is over with. Everything is done. So, Bob Elway says prostitution should be legal. It's been around since the biblical days. Despite the biblical days, it should just be around just for modern times. Because who's being hurt? Who's the victim in a prostitution? And they don't care about the prostitutes getting hurt. They could care less about that. They want the tax revenue. They want regulations and controls. Those are the primary reasons why prostitution isn't illegal. Because of prostitution has no. Can you regulate the money? Can you regulate the? They have some things in place in Nevada, but it's not like outward. You see a lady on the street and you can pick her up and take her to a hotel. Whatever. That's different. They have special brothels and they have escort services where they have to use your tax forms. I'm sure they have to do some kind of dealings with taxes. Or if they don't have your taxes, they have to do taxes based on whatever money is accumulated by the prostitutes. But it should. I agree with you though. Prostitution should be legal, but for different reasons. She took the money and shouldn't be allowed to take the stand. Exactly. That's what my argument. That's what I understood it as. I thought that was done. I don't even know if she could do this. I'm not sure if she can take. They're saying she could take the stand. I didn't even know she could take the stand. How she signed the NDA? How could she even speak on the issue, even in a court of law? How is that possible? I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me. That is, treacherous. Because that's psychology too. That's all psychology. What? This little woman by this big black man beating her with a towel around his waist? That means, what does all that show? That shows that he's, unhinged. He's not even properly dressed. She's showing compliance. She's not showing any fight or anything, to defend herself or anything like that. He's just pouncing on her. He gave a little video. I don't excuse my actions, and what I did was heinous. What am I? What is it? What is the word? When you're not quoting, what is it called? I can't even think of the name. God damn, my brain's fried. But anyway, when you're not specific, not literally, but he said, that he was saying he's sorry for what he did and everything like that. But why do it in the first place? It's all emotion. No reason, no rationality drove him to do any of that. So, but I wanted to spend these last few moments showing you a few things that I got in this past weekend. I'll be right back. What's that say? You see it? You can see this. Yeah? You see that? And of course, Mac Daddy So I'm hitting niggas up for money now. I'm hitting you niggas up for money right now. What size MacBook? Oh, was it? I think it's like well, I'll show it to you. It's smaller than my last one, but I think it's faster. There we go. So I'm hitting you niggas up for money. If you don't give me money, that's cool. But there are some of us that ask, how can I donate? That's my favorite. Those are my favorite words. Those 4 words are my favorite words. How can I donate? Or where can I donate? Those are my favorite words. So I appreciate you. Thank you. I wasn't kidding. Everyone was like, oh, he's not gonna buy no MacBook. He's not gonna buy iMac. He's not gonna buy that. You know. Thanks for the hate. You know. I was fortunate enough to have an Apple card. I used my Apple card. So that helped out tremendously. Thank you, son to son. 90. Nice. How can I win that prize? What's the prize? I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? What prize? You lease? Yeah, I'm leasing them. Yep, I'm leasing them. Because if you buy outright, it's not a good look. You do it over time, and plus you're able to you're able to have the warranty and all that good stuff. I guess you get a warranty if you bought them too, but I know definitely when you lease them, you have the warranty. So I buy refurbished. Okay, that's cool. Refurbished. That's what's up. The prize you just showed everybody. No, the prize you got to show me with your dollar signs. My Cash App, my Venmo, and my PayPal are right up there in this particular live chat. But I just ordered the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I need to get an Apple Watch 2. This is what happened to my last Apple Watch. See that? See the spider? See the spider web? That's what happened to my last Apple Watch. So I need to get that upgrade too. I need to get an Apple Watch. I need to get an Apple phone, an iPhone. I'm sure I'll be able to do this by September. September is my goal. That's my date for being able to pay for all these gadgets that I got. Leasing, you build credit. Exactly. You build credit when you lease. Yep. That is true. Because it shows that you're able to pay off something over time. Because not only is time money, but money is time. Get case for MacBook screen protector. Yeah, I got this case down here. This was from my old one. So that's where I am right now. I thank you all because, I mean, in a lot of ways, you guys helped me get this. I have 4 figures. I have 4 figures off of this YouTube screen. 4 figures. And I have 4 figures on vocal.media. Something that nobody told me to do. The only person that told me to do something was Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He told me to go on YouTube. They want to see your face. They want to hear your voice. That's what he told me. I was like, it was years. This is like 11 years after I was doing YouTube shows and videos. I was like, let me just try this one time, see what happens. And I, you know, for my level, I blew up because I was able to make money and not even get ad revenue or anything like that. So I'm very fortunate, and I thank you all for being part of this journey. And we'll still go on. Tomorrow is going to be another day about Diddy, and probably Harvey Weinstein. So be on the lookout. Stay tuned, and I thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much. See you later. Take care.